This how-to video is going to go over how to properly submit an article for the Coffeehouse Writers platform. First, you're going to start by going to coffeehousewriters.com. Now, your page is going to look a little bit different. Because I'm an admin, my options are a lot different than yours. However, you are going to see Coffeehouse Writers in the top left-hand side and your name in the top right-hand side. You're going to click on either one of those to bring you to the dashboard. Now, like I said, you're not going to have all of these options. You will see posts and your own setting options. You're going to click New along the top bar. And it'll bring you to where you can start your article. Just like the other pages, you're not going to have quite all of these options. You're going to start by putting in your title. The first letter of every word needs to be capitalized. Then down in this large white box, you're going to type or paste your article. Now, every article has to have a photo, but it does not go in the article area. Instead, you're going to go down all the way to the bottom right corner and select Set Featured Image. This is going to bring you to a media library. This does not mean that these photos are free. Whilst most of them are, because we all have to use free photos, you need the URL, so you're going to want to upload your own pictures. To do that, you're going to hit Upload Files, then Select Files. Now, it's not going to show you my folders, but it will bring up your file upload options, and you can select whatever picture you want. So once you select that, it's going to upload, and you're going to want to get the URL for that picture. Now, you're not going to want this URL. This URL will bring you to the search results. So for example, I typed in photos. It's going to bring you to this whole page with all these different pictures. You want the URL for the specific photo that you're using. So I used this one with the laptop. To get the URL, click on the photo, and then you will see the longer URL at the top. So highlight that and copy it. And then you're going to put it in the description box. In the caption box, you're going to put where the photo came from. All of our photos have to be free. They can't have any copyright or waterproofs, anything like that. You have to use one of the free websites, which you can find a whole list of in our newsletter, or you have to have permission from the photographer. So if the photo is your own, in the caption box, you're going to put photo by and then your name. If it's from a friend and you have permission, you're going to do the same thing but with their name. And then if it's from one of the free websites, you're going to put the name of the website in that box. Then select Set Featured Image. And you will see it appear down in the bottom right corner. Now, if you need to edit it or change it for any reason, you can click on the photo and it'll bring you right back to the media library. One thing you want to be cautious of is how large the photo is. Sometimes when the photo is too large, it doesn't like to upload, or it doesn't like to show up when you share it on social media. So to make that smaller, you're going to select Edit Image, and it'll show you the dimensions. Typically, anything under 1,000 is good to go. So I type in 1,000 into the first box, and the second dimension automatically changes to keep the scale intact. After you're done typing in the new numbers, you're going to hit the orange scale button. It'll save the photo, and then you select back, and then set featured image again. And that will take care of all of that. You're also going to want to put tags into your article. Tags are how readers find articles, so it's really important to put as many tags as you can onto each article. To do so, you're going to simply type in to the box. So let's say I'm doing an article on books. I type in books, and a list of commonly used tags pops up. You can either click on it or select enter. Each tag needs to have a comma in between them. You can use multiple words, so let's say I'm doing book reviews. I can type in book reviews and then a comma. You do not want to put the hashtag symbol into these tags because it doesn't need it. It will be redundant, and it'll actually make it harder for people to find. So type in books, book reviews, fiction, anything that is related to what you're writing. So once you've typed in a few, you can hit enter. You can also do them one at a time. So let's say I did writing, and I can hit enter right away. It'll put all your tags here. If you don't like one, you can hit the little X and it'll get rid of it. There's also the option to choose from the most used tags, which you can click on, and it'll bring up the most used tags. And then you just click on them, and it'll automatically add them. You also need to select a few categories to put it in. Just like the tags, the more the better. We prefer you have at least 4 or 5 checked off. So let's say for books, I'm going to check off creativity, fiction, media, and let's go with culture. Now, one of the last things you want to do is fix your permalink. If you have a really long title, it's going to put every single word of your title behind the backslash. So let's say it's called Top 10 Books I Read in 2017. Like I said, each word has to be capitalized. Now normally, once you type this in for the first time, every single one of those words is going to go right here. You're going to click edit, and it would look like this, which is just too long. You're going to want to take out some of those words and make it shorter. So you can make it, for example, Top Books 2017. It gives an idea of what the article is about without being excessive. You don't want more than 5 words behind the backslash. Once you're done editing, hit OK. And it'll automatically save, and that will be your link to your article. Now let's say you want to add a photo into the actual article, a photo that's different than your featured image. To do that, you're going to hit Add Media, and it works the exact same as the featured image option. You're going to upload files, and it'll bring up the same options. You put in the URL, the caption, and then you select Insert into Post. Once it's here, you can align it however you like, in the center, left, or right. There's a little pencil button that you can select to hit Edit, and it'll bring up those options again. Now let's say you want to make a list. To do so, you're going to have to individually type your numbered items. If you copy and paste your numbered list from Microsoft Word, for example, it's not going to format properly. Now the best way to do this is to put the numbered item, hit enter, insert your photo, and then put the description below it. If you don't have photos for your list, that's fine, but your descriptions need to be a bit lengthier. They need to do a well enough job that you don't need images. Once you do that, if you highlight the numbered item and select the little arrow next to paragraph, you'll see all these different options. For list, you're going to want to hit heading 2. That will make the font bigger and bolder. And you're going to want to do that for each one. Once you're completely finished with your article, and you've done the categories and the tags and your photos, you're going to hit the orange button over here on the right. Now, mine says publish, but yours will say submit for review. You're going to select that, and it will automatically change its status to pending editor review. Once it says that, you're good to go, and your editor will be in contact with you about any changes that are necessary. So keep an eye out on Slack in case they need to reach you over the weekend while editing. And always reach out if you have any questions or concerns about your article.